Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It is week 13 in the NFL, so we're back with my weekly NFL predictions. If you enjoy the content, make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. With that being said, let's get to my week 13 picks, and it is our Thanksgiving episode. So if you celebrate, happy Thanksgiving, and let's get on with the previous week recap. So starting off, Texans beat the Bills. I'll be honest, Bills have not looked good recently. They look really, really poor. Offense is not able to score a lot. They just went and signed a wide receiver. I'm blanking on, I think it was Brandon Cooks. So hopefully he can help them, but right now offense is very, very bad. Pretty much the early slate, I did not get a single game wrong, which was really, really cool. Bears beat the Steelers. Yeah, Bears they've been showing up a lot lately. Patriots beat the Bengals. A little closer than I thought it was going to be. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Joe Burrow should be back for the Bengals. Lions beat the Giants in overtime. Yeah, Jameis is just playing super, super well for this Giants team. Packers beat the Vikings. Vikings just did not have a prayer in that game. Seahawks beat the Titans. A little bit closer than a lot of people thought it was going to be. I chalk it up to Seahawks defense. A lot of their defensive players they had sitting out just because, no offense, it was against the Titans. So just getting a lot of guys healthy. Chiefs beat the Colts in overtime. It took overtime, but I got that pick exactly correct. The score exactly correct, which is pretty cool. Ravens beat the Jets. Yeah, Ravens didn't look great, but neither did the Jets. Browns beat the Raiders. The Raiders are a dumpster fire. I am very glad they fired Chip Kelly. He's just not doing anything for that franchise. Jaguars beat the Cardinals in overtime. Yeah, it's just another overtime win. Jaguars just didn't look good either. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, I think it was last week, I'm out on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not seeing it for him. And then pretty much after that, I took a lot of liberties, we'll say, on some of these predictions because I just thought upsets would happen, but pretty much none of them did. Cowboys beat the Eagles. That was a bit of an upset for sure. Falcons beat the Saints. Rams beat the Buccaneers. And the 49ers beat the Panthers. Yeah, Panthers offense didn't show up. Every single time I bet on the Panthers, they just do not do anything. And the Buccaneers were they're injured. Baker's out. And even when Baker was in, they didn't look good. So Buccaneers have definitely come back down to earth and might be in the ground a little bit. But after that, we are 9-5 on the picks last week. And after week 12, we are 108 72-1. I looked up the percentage. I'm almost about 60% correct, so it is what it is, I suppose. Now over to my weekly NFL rankings. I'll be honest, it's really hard to find teams to go for the 5th and 4th spots, so just bear with me while you guys see this. Number 5, I do have my Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are playing really good. As soon as we're getting a lot of these defensive players back, we just re-signed Quandre Diggs, which I love for the locker room presence. He's a vet. He knows what he's doing. I really like what I'm seeing from the Seahawks. If their defense can show up, if Sam Darnold cannot look awful and not turn the ball over constantly, this team is extremely difficult to beat. If our linebackers are playing, it is super duper hard to beat the Seahawks. Number 4, I do have the Ravens. Ravens are playing ball good enough to win right now, and I really like what I'm seeing. I'll be honest, I could put the Seahawks at 4 and the Ravens at 5, but right now I like what I'm seeing from Baltimore. Baltimore's just a really stingy team, and they're really, really hard to scheme against, but their offense needs to score more points. But as of right now, I got the Ravens there. Number 3, I do have the Patriots. Patriots are just playing really good ball. They didn't play excellent last week against the Bengals. Drake May was making a lot more mistakes, but still, they got the dub. Their defense is still really good. I like what I'm seeing for the Patriots. Number 2, Broncos were on a bye, so I did not move them whatsoever, but the Broncos are playing extremely good football too from the last time we saw them. So I just like what I'm seeing for the Broncos. And number 1 is the Rams. I don't think that's really questionable right now. Offense is amazing. Defense is really, really, really good. This is just a really complete team. And as long as Stafford does not go back to his gunslinger mode, this team is going to be really good. Now over to the playoff picture as of week 13. The NFC playoff picture, only one team has been eliminated. It is the New York Giants, so really sucks for them. They already fired their head coach, so they're getting ready for next season. But the number 1 seed is the LA Rams. 2 is the Eagles. Number 3 is the Chicago Bears. Number 4 is the Buccaneers. Number 5 is the Seattle Seahawks. Number 6 is the Green Bay Packers. And the 7th seed right now is the San Francisco 49ers. So still pretty good. Not a ton of movement, but everything is looking really, really fun and good. Not a lot of room for error for the Seahawks, Packers, or the 49ers. So it's going to be a really, really interesting stretch coming down here. Next to the AFC, the number 1 seed is the New England Patriots. Number 2 seed is the Denver Broncos. 3, Indianapolis Colts. 4, Baltimore Ravens. 5, LA Chargers. 6, Jacksonville Jaguars. And the 7 seed is the Buffalo Bills. It's weird seeing the Bills at the 7 seed, and it's really cool seeing the Ravens. They were awful this year, and they have mounted that comeback. They're on a huge winning streak, and they have overtaken the Steelers for that 4 seed. No teams in the AFC have been eliminated, but it's still really cool. And no buys this week. It is Thanksgiving week, so every single team is playing. It's going to be a great week. And finally, we are over to our picks. So it is the Thanksgiving Thursday early game. It is the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. We are eating good on Thanksgiving. So for the Packers, it was a somewhat decent win last week. I'm still not convinced Jordan Love is playing extremely well. I just don't like what I'm seeing, but he's getting dubs. The team gets dubs, so I can't really complain. The defense is the real deal. I love what I'm seeing from this defense, and I really like what I saw from the backup running back, Emmanuel Wilson. He needs to get more touches going forward. This team is super hard to predict because sometimes they show up, and then sometimes they just do not, like they did against the Eagles. As for the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs is him when they let him, and there are certain times where they do not let him. They do not get him the ball in space as often as they should, but Jahmyr Gibbs, when he gets the ball, he looks like he did last week, where there was not a single person that could stop him. I think the defense won the game last week, but they were a bit bad. The secondary is just not impressive whatsoever for this team. I do not like what I see from this secondary week in and week out, but they got the dub last week, so I can't really complain. But this team needs a little bit of a reality check. They're 7-4. It just does not feel like the Lions teams that we've seen in the last couple of years. And like I said, there is just something off about this team. I don't know what it is, but there is a vibe about this team that I do not like. I still have the Lions in this one, though. I just trust the Lions a little bit more than the Packers, but this one for sure could go either way. I got the Lions 20, Packers 17. I am not confident in this pick. Now over to our Thanksgiving Thursday midday game. It's the Kansas City Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. This is a sneaky good game. I'm hoping Dallas can contend in this one. We'll start with the Chiefs. Never give up on the run game. When you have Kareem Hunt and you feed him 30 times, probably going to work. Probably going to be a recipe for success for this team. Offensive line is still not great, but when you're running it 30 times, something's working. Mahomes has to be better than last week. His QBR was still very low or not very low, but it was lower than it should have been, lower than normal for him, because he just throws the ball a little bit more recklessly these days. I think he's trying to carry this team a little bit too much. This team needs to dial it back and just do what works for this team. And the defense, I don't think they're top 8, but they get the job done, and they are stingy when they need to be. And that's what they did last week against the Colts. So I'm hoping we can see that continuing to go forward impartially. If I'm being impartial, I hate this team. I hope they continue to struggle. I hope the Cowboys beat them this week. So for the Cowboys, they are resilient, and you cannot really take it away from them. It was an extremely resilient win last week, down 21, scored 24 unanswered. Really, really good. I think George Pickens is wide receiver 1 right now. I don't know what it is about CD. He has a little bit too many drops. I'm not sure if he's injured. I'm not sure if he's going to the casino a little bit too much, allegedly, but he needs to get his shit together. If they can have both of those guys go off, this offense is extremely difficult to stop. Unfortunately, I can't really bet against the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs in this one. Chiefs 27, Cowboys 21. God, I hope I'm wrong about this game and the Cowboys upset the Chiefs. And finally, over to our Thanksgiving Thursday night game. It is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow is set to return. I hate this. I would not return if I'm Joe Burrow. I would take the year off. It's over. You're 3-8. The best you could get to is 9-8, and I don't think they're going to get to 9-8. This team is just very poor. They need to fire everybody, and they need to get Joe Burrow a head coach that knows what the hell he's doing. T. Higgins is out with a concussion this week, and it sucks. That's a really unfortunate injury. Hopefully he can get back. Hopefully it's not too lingering for him. But yeah, hopefully that concussion comes and goes quickly. This is the most disappointing team of the year so far, and I love Joe Burrow, and the Cincinnati Bengals were my Super Bowl pick, but they have just not been at all what anybody anticipated that they would be this year. And unfortunately, if they lose this week, we will be done talking about the Bengals. As for the Ravens, I'm still waiting for the offense to show up. Derrick Henry has been a little bit quiet, but Lamar's not playing like Lamar, and I'm not sure if he is injured. I'm not sure what it is. Every single time they post the injury report every single week, there's something about Lamar, whether it's a toe, hamstring, calf, something. There's something wrong with one of his legs, and it's kind of makes sense why he's not involved in the run game, but I think he needs to be involved in the run game for this team to be successful. So hopefully they can get his shit together, and hopefully he can get healthy so this team can make a run, because Chiefs are squandering right now. What better time to try to make a run for a Super Bowl than this year? I think the defense does enough to win. They have definitely gotten their shit together, and I like what I'm seeing from this defense now. Hopefully they can continue to do so. I do have the Ravens in this one. I got the Ravens 30, Bengals 27. This one, it's a sneaky trap game for the Ravens, but as of right now, I do have the Ravens. Moving over to our Friday midday game, it is the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. So really can't wait for this game. So for the Bears, they need the run game to be a factor. They need it to be a factor immediately and often. They need to get Swift the ball. I can't remember the backup running back, but they need to continue to run the ball. Get your running backs in space, and this team is going to be really hard to stop. This team still needs to get a wide receiver number one. I don't see it from Roma Dunze, and I just don't know what... I really don't know who he's throwing to every single time. So I just need them to go get a reliable weapon, maybe get somebody from this upcoming draft, but they need to get Caleb, somebody. And as long as you're not getting superhero Caleb, I think this team is going to be really hard to stop, and it's going to be really successful. So I like what I'm seeing from this Bears team. Hopefully we can continue to see it. As for the Eagles, fire the OC. After last week's awful loss, you need to fire the OC. Saquon is really bad this year, and I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's just the play calling is not as good as last year. The offensive line is a little bit poorer than it was last year, but there's no reason for this offense to be this bad. When you are this talented, when you have this many playmakers on your offense, you should not be this bad. And I'm throwing this out there. I think this team got fat. They got fat on their Super Bowl win. They 8-8. They got all of the things. They got all of the awards. They got the Super Bowl ring, and now they are fat, and they need to be humbled. I don't think the Eagles are going to make it back to the Super Bowl this year because this team does not work as currently constructed. I think you need to fire the OC. I think you need to get the offense back on the same page, and I think you need to not have a locker room that seems so divided. I got the Eagles in this one, guys. I got the Eagles 27, Bears 20. I just expect the Bears to come back down to earth at some point, and the Eagles defense is really good. So that's what I'm expecting. And that moves us over to the early window games. It's the San Francisco 49ers at the Cleveland Browns. So for the 49ers, Purdy was below average last week. I know he threw 3 picks in the first half, and it was just not good to see, but he has to be better than that. I don't know when he turned into a gunslinger, but that's what I'm seeing every single week now. Every single time that we're seeing him get on the field, he's just throwing it around as much as he can and as often as he can, and it's kind of with reckless abandonment, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you get 3 picks like you did last week, but I think if you went against a better team than the Carolina Panthers, I think that would have bit you in the ass a little bit more. This defense is hampered, but this defense does more than enough to win. I still like what I'm seeing from this defense. Robert Saleh is coaching this team extremely well on defense, so hopefully they can continue to have that. Continue to feed Christian McCaffrey. He is the best player on your roster, so please make sure you are continuing to feed McCaffrey impartially. You guys know how I feel about the Niners. As for the Browns, let's just calm down about Shedeur a little bit. I get it. He got the dub last week. Awesome for him. He still made a ton of rookie mistakes, which, granted, he's a rookie. He's going to make those mistakes, but just let's calm down. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Joe Montana. He's Shedeur Sanders. Let him do his thing, but let's not pretend that he's anything more than he is. He is a late-round pick on this roster playing football, so that's all I'm going to say about the Browns. I got the 49ers in this one. I don't think this one's going to be close. I think the Niners defense is going to be too good for the Browns to score a lot of points, but I don't expect the Niners to score a lot of points because of how good the Browns defense is. So this is going to be a defensive battle. I got the Niners 20, Browns 10. Next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. So for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence is just so insane to watch. He can throw 3 touchdowns and look so good, and then he can throw 3 picks and look awful. And last week, Despite him, they still won the game against the Cardinals. He threw that terrible end zone interception, and it was just, that's what you get with Trevor Lawrence. And that's why, unfortunately, I'm out on Trevor Lawrence. I just don't believe in it. Him right now, I just don't see it. It's just not working for me. I think you need to continue to feed Travis Etienne. He is really good for this team, especially in the run game. You can't expect him to get going if you're not giving him probably between 15 and 22 carries a week. So just make sure you're feeding Etienne. This defense is so hot and cold. There are certain times where they look so good with Josh Hines Allen pressuring the quarterback often. I like what I'm seeing from him, and from this defense, but there's certain times where their secondary is just awful and they cannot stop a single person. As for the Titans, we're done talking about the Titans. I got the Jaguars in this one. I got the Jaguars 31, Titans 23. Titans have been able to score some points lately, but I still got the Jaguars in this one. Our next game is the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. I am so excited to watch this game. Very, very much looking forward to this. So for the Texans, as of now, CJ is in concussion protocol. I'm expecting him to come back this week, but as of right now, he's still in concussion protocol, which is, I'll be honest, it's weird. I've never seen anybody be in concussion protocol for going on 4 weeks now, but we'll see. I think you need to continue to feed your rookie running back Marks. He's just doing a lot more than Nick Chubb is right now, so I would just continue to feed Marks. He seems like RB1 right now, so hopefully we continue to see more of him. The defense is top 3 in the league. That pass rush is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I love what I see from this Houston team when it comes to defense. It's just incredibly hard to score points against this team. As for the Colts, Jonathan Taylor got shut down last week, and it was very, very awful to watch. If Jonathan Taylor struggles, this team struggles, and I expect them to struggle quite a bit with this Houston Texans defense. Daniel Jones needs to carry sometimes. He is your quarterback. Sometimes your quarterback will need to carry your team to victories, and they needed him last week, and he did not show up. They had multiple instances where they could have ran up the score on the Chiefs, and they just did not do so. This defense is not bad, but I just need to see more from this team, just altogether. This might be an upset, but I got the Texans. I got the Texans 24, Colts 20. I just expect the Texans defense to be super duper stingy, and they will not let the Colts score a lot of points. Our next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Miami Dolphins. So for the Saints, we're done talking about the Saints. As for the Dolphins, they're fresh off their bye. Hopefully they have regained and they're still as confident as they were the last time we saw them. I think this team needs to continue to run the ball effectively. Achane, when he is able to get a lot of carries, this team is very hard to stop. So hopefully we continue to see Achane get the ball. And as long as they're not getting any superhero play from Tua, this team should get the dub. I got the Dolphins for sure in this one. Dolphins 30, Saints 20. I do not think the Saints have a single prayer in hell in winning. Next game is the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. So for the Falcons, I'm just not impressed with Bijan this year. There's certain times where he catches the ball in space, and he is very successful with it, but there's certain times where he's running the ball, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm not saying Bijan's a bust like I did 2 years ago, but as of right now, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing if Bijan's the guy that we all thought he was going to be. I'm just not seeing it whatsoever. I think Kirk Cousins is serviceable, and that is all you're really going to get from him. And I think this defense is so inconsistent, and I just do not know what to make of this team. And I think this team has been a bit of a letdown. We thought Michael Penix was going to be better, and now that he's injured and out, I just don't expect this team to do much. So don't be surprised within the next couple of weeks if we stop talking about the Falcons, but we are already done talking about the Jets. I got the Falcons in this one. Falcons 27, Jets 24. I'll be honest, this one could go either way because the Jets have been playing a little bit better, but this is not a game worth watching in my opinion. Next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the Cardinals, unfortunately, this is the last week we will be talking about them. Fire all of the coaching staff. It's not working. This offense is awful. I don't know. I don't know how this team is functioning as currently constructed. They are not great. It's just not fun to watch. And I want teams to be at their best. Like when I beat you, I want you to be at your best. And the Cardinals, they try really hard, but this team is just not great. As for the Buccaneers, even if Baker's healthy, even if he's able to go with that sprained AC joint, I am having him sit out. He needs to sit out this week. He needs to get healthy so this team can still make their Super Bowl run if they want to. So I would most definitely have Baker sit out this week. This team needs to heavily rely on the run game, but it is just not working. Their running backs are still injured, and I'm just not seeing anything that scares me about this team anymore. I think you need to go get a new backup as well. Teddy Bridgewater is just not it. Regardless if Baker is ready to go in a week or so, I would go get a new backup. Teddy Bridgewater, unfortunately, is just not it. I do have the Cardinals in this one, though. I got the Cardinals 28, Buccaneers 27. I just don't expect the Buccaneers to win this game if they have their backup, but I expect the Cardinals to be able to run up the score a little bit because Jacoby Brissett is just kind of wheeling and dealing, but like I said, we're done talking about the Cardinals. Our next game is the LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. So for the Rams, if you continue to get mistake-free Jared Goff, this team cannot lose. This team only goes as far as Matthew Stafford can carry them, and this team is extremely, extremely hard to stop right now. Defense is the real deal. They are probably top 5, top 6 in the league right now. I love what I'm seeing. If they continue to feed Kyron Williams, this team continues to be well-balanced, this team is going to be really, really hard to stop. As for the Panthers, I am done picking the Panthers to win ever again for the rest of the season. Every single time I predict the Panthers to win, they just shit themselves every single time. I don't think I've predicted the Panthers to win a single time this year because they just surprised me in the worst ways. I think Bryce has to be better than he was last week. Like I said about one of the previous quarterbacks, sometimes you need your franchise quarterback to carry you. And Bryce, sometimes he can do it, sometimes he can't, and it just is really, really bad. And Rico Dowdle has 6 carries last week. That is awful. That is just not good. It's not good coaching, in my opinion. You need to have your running back have more carries. There are certain times where Rico is just so good. And get him involved in the pass game as well. But 6 carries. 6. Awful. I got the Rams in this one. I don't think this game's going to be close. I got the Rams 30, Panthers 17. I got the Rams by a lot. And yeah. Moving over to the late window of games, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. So for the Vikings, I'm selling whatever stock I had in J.J. McCarthy. I didn't have any, but if I had any, I'd be selling it. J.J. McCarthy looks bad. He does not look like a franchise quarterback. He needs to go get a good quarterback coach this offseason, and he needs to get his shit together. I understand he's been injured this year, and he was injured all of last year, but as of right now, I've not seen a single thing that has impressed me, and this is exactly what I was afraid of when he was coming out of college, that he was not going to be ready, and he's going to go somewhere where they are not able to mold him, and the Minnesota Vikings have been really good at molding quarterbacks, but J.J. McCarthy is just not it right now, so they need to get their shit together. J.J. needs to get his shit together. I don't care who you run with, if it's Jordan Mason, if it's Aaron Jones, run the ball. This team needs to be well balanced, and the run game needs to get the pressure off of J.J. McCarthy because you've tied your wagon to J.J. McCarthy. You need to make sure you are setting him up for as much success as possible. And I don't understand how you have Justin Jefferson on your roster and your offense is this bad at scoring points. Get Justin Jefferson the ball as often as you can. Jet sweeps, screen passes, anything you can do to get Justin Jefferson the ball is what you should be doing. As for the Seahawks, it is technically a revenge game for Sam Darnold. So hopefully he can not see demons and he can wheel and deal this game. I'm hoping so. I think you need to let Kenneth Walker cook. I see way more success from Kenneth Walker than I do any of our other running backs. Charbonnet's not bad, and he is the backup for sure, but make sure Kenneth Walker is getting the substantially more carries going forward. This defense is getting healthier. Like I said, we signed Quandre Diggs. I expect both of our linebackers to be back this week. I really like what I'm seeing from the Seahawks team. Last week, like I said, a lot of our defensive players were sitting out, so it's really hard for this defense to be really good when our starting linebackers are not playing. When Ernest Jones is in there, he is the command center of that defense. When he is playing, it is extremely hard to score on this Seahawks defense. I'm very worried about this game, but I think I have my Seahawks. I got the Seahawks 27, the Vikings 24. I am very scared about this game. Next is the Buffalo Bills at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for the Bills, Josh Allen, you need to get your head out of your ass, my friend. You need to get your shit together. You need to figure out a way to play not so recklessly. There are certain times where his reckless play is really good, but it just has not been working this season. And their 4 losses were every single time he was trying to wheel and deal, and they were not playing well. You need to continue to feed James Cook more and more. He is so good for this team. Get him involved in the pass game. Just anytime James Cook has the ball, I'm fascinated, because I'm just to see what he's going to do next, because he is just being extremely successful with the football. So make sure you're getting James Cook the ball. Defense has to step the hell up. I understand there's been injuries, but you need to get your shit together, Buffalo. This is the year the Chiefs are not as good. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, now's the time. As for the Steelers, I think Aaron Rodgers is expected to come back this week, according to reports. So hopefully he is not too injured. Hopefully that wrist is okay enough for him to play. Defense is too talented to be this poor. They let up so many points, and I just do not see I do not know what I'm seeing from this defense week in and week out. I don't understand why this team does not run the ball more. Warren, I think Gainwell's the backup. This team has a lot of good parts, but they don't use a lot of those good parts successfully every single week. So hopefully we can see that, but I'm not confident we'll see it much this week. This one could go either way, but I got the Bills. I got the Bills 27, Steelers 24. Like I said, this one could go either way. Next game is the Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Chargers. So for the Raiders, we're done talking about the Raiders. You fired your OC? Cool. You should have done that like 7 weeks ago. Next to the Chargers, they are fresh off their bye. Last time we saw this team, they sucked a lot. They were super, super bad. Hopefully they got their shit together. Herbert needs to be protected in order to be successful. Last time we saw him, he was extremely under pressure against that, I believe it was Jacksonville. They need Herbert to be protected in order for this team to be successful. So hopefully we can see that this week. I do have the Chargers in this one. I just don't expect the Raiders to be able to do much going forward. I got the Chargers 28, Raiders 17. And now we are over to our Sunday night football game. It's the Denver Broncos at the Washington Commanders. So for the Denver Broncos, they are also fresh off their bye. This team needs the run game to be a factor in order for them to have success against a lot better teams. So hopefully we can see that this week. Hopefully it's not Javonte Williams. What am I thinking? Hopefully their running backs can get the ball more, and hopefully this offense can get it going, because the defense is disgusting. The defense is so good for this Denver Broncos team. Hopefully this team can be well-rounded, because I am sick and tired of seeing the Chiefs in the playoffs. Next, Commanders. We're done talking about the Commanders. It's just really, really unfortunate. I got the Broncos in this one. I got the Broncos 28, Commanders 13. I do not expect the Commanders to score a lot of points against this extremely stingy Broncos defense. And finally, we are over to Monday Night Football. It is the New York Giants at the New England Patriots. So for the Giants, we're done talking about the Giants. As for the Patriots, I want to see this defense have a full, complete game. They don't shut you down every single time that we see this defense, but I want to see that. I want this defense to step it up to the point where I'm like, oh, they're super impressive. Because right now, they do enough to win games, and I don't know. I'm just not convinced that they can do it against Super Bowl caliber teams. I'm still convinced that Drake May is good to great. There are certain times where he is making a little bit reckless passes, but he's in year 2 and he's looking this good. So you should be extremely optimistic, New England. I think they need to lean on Henderson a little bit more. They need to get more out of this run game, and I'm hoping that we see that this week. But it is the Giants' defensive line is really good, so we will see. I do have the Patriots in this one. I got the Patriots 28, Giants 20. I just expect the Patriots to win this game. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our Week 13 picks. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you celebrate, happy Thanksgiving. I personally do not celebrate, so I will just be at home watching football all day, which is going to be awesome for me. You guys have a great one, and I'll catch you guys next week.